Here I've got a Briggs & Stratton 24D, or is it a 23D? I'm unsure. Trying to restore it. It has currently no spark. I'm gonna clean off I believe this is the magnet. It's on the flywheel. I'm gonna clean that off. Make sure that coil's getting good contact. See if we get spark then. Got the starter generator combo right here. Taking that off. Works just fine. Just got to make sure that this works just fine. Taking parts off of this and currently cleaning them up. Making them look a little nicer. Pieces like this. Just cleaning them off with a wire wheel. Spraying them off with some brake clean. Drying them. Painting them. This is one of the pieces that is attached to the flywheel. This piece attaches to the, oh, it might still be a little wet. This piece attaches to the drive shaft, and it's also what drives the belt, which drives the starter generator. I'm also going to clean up these covers, paint them, make it look a little nicer, because honestly it's in pretty rough shape. I've taken off and cleaned up some more of the parts. Had to straighten this piece out right here. Not sure exactly what it's for, but it was badly bent. Gonna replace this wire right here because it's been heat soaked several times. It's got a really crappy connector on it. The resistance in the wire is probably built up from being heated up, cooled down, heated up, cooled down. So we'll just replace that wire, widen up that hole, put a little guard there, that way it's not going to chafe. Not much I can do about the spark plug wire, but if I'm replacing it with a battery ignition coil, this won't be necessary anyways. Points move just fine. Just like they're supposed to. Need to get out my feeler gauge and find out if that's 20 thousandths of an inch on that gap there. I've already cleaned those points up with some sandpaper. Taking off some more pieces off the head to clean them up and paint them. This is part of the cover on the head. This is the blower cover. I've got all these other parts painted. That's just a piece of gasket that fell off. Got them all nice and painted up. Got that high temperature ceramic coating. It's supposed to be good up to 2,000 degrees. Should keep these parts from rusting any more than they already were. Alright, I've got the head cleaned up nicely. Cylinder looks great. Valves look good. I'm going to reuse the same head gasket as before. Pretty sure it went this way. Doesn't seem to matter, just a little tab there. Got the head, or the I guess you could call it a valve cover, cleaned up. Looks really nice. Didn't bother painting this because it's covered up anyways. Just gonna set that back down right there. Get it all buttoned up. My next step is to take the ignition, since it's not working properly, and replace it with a battery powered ignition. This right here is a 12-volt coil. Got the part number here for you. That way you can see it. See if it'll focus there for me. The idea is to take the negative portion of this coil and use the points to ground it out, since the points operate properly, as far as I know. We're going to take the positive portion of this coil and hook it up to a 12-volt source. Going to be the battery that drives the starter generator on this engine. That 12-volt source will, let me see if I can get this thing to rotate. That 12-volt source will be powered by the ignition, or at least it'll be switched power from the ignition whenever that's actually hooked up. I've got that coming in tomorrow. We're going to mount the coil somewhere over here. Not entirely sure where yet, but that's where it's going to be mounted. And then I've got a new spark plug wire to go from there straight to this new spark plug that I put in here. And we should be ready to fix the ignition issue this tractor had to begin with. I'm taking some of the bolts, sanding them down a little bit, and painting the tops. That way I don't have rusty bolts all over the nice looking engine. I'm hitting it with some more of that ceramic coating paint. Stuff's great. Dries real fast. I've got the brand new carburetor for the engine here. Since whenever I got the tractor, it did not have carburetor. And fuel filter, actually, a lot of these things came with a bunch of fuel filters. So I've got a bunch of fuel filters. New air filter, don't think I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to cut off the top here. There is a hole here. I'm not 100% sure for what it's for. On all the diagrams for the engine, this part is always invisible. Got a fuel shutoff valve right here. Some new fuel hose. Got some more parts painting over here. I have some of the model information and serial number information. Put some tape over it so that it could stay there. I'll find a way to refresh this somehow. So I just found out that the bolts that hold the carburetor into the intake are a different size on this new carburetor. They don't fit, so I gotta go get some new bolts for this. I do have the intake installed now, and I've installed some of the panels back on the engine. Got the plate right there. Still need to put the bolts in there, but they're currently sitting over there getting painted. They're still painting. Next thing to do after this, probably first thing tomorrow, is start cleaning up this starter generator. I'm going to take it apart, refresh the brushes if I can, and then paint it. I want everything to be put back on here in a good manner. Make it look nice. Not looking forward to that one though. I think I'll split the tractor in half. Wire wheel it. Paint it. I do still need to clean up this voltage regulator. And I got a new fuel tank for the tractor. It's not fitting in the right spot. It's supposed to fit right there. This one's a little tall, though that is where the gas cap is supposed to fit, somewhere in this area. So maybe I'll build a bracket for it. Gotta make a hole in the bottom right there so that piece can fit. Then maybe this thing will sit flush enough to put the hood back on. I need to do some test fitting. Otherwise I'll need to set it over in this spot over here. I've already set it there. It does fit, but then I still need to drill a hole there. Slowly but surely, we'll get this thing put together. Got to order a new seat. They're about $100 online. Comes with a new armrest, new seat, new back. This one's in really rough shape. Don't lose my sandpaper. Last thing I'm going to do after I get this thing all painted is order new decals. This is the son's tractor. So I asked him, and he wants to get the newer style of decals that have the bumblebee on them. So they're white letters with black background, and there's a bumblebee right here. Or it's back here, I don't know. It's one or the other. We'll get those put on there whenever this thing's finished. I do have the old rims right over there. They're in rough shape, but those have bearings, whereas these don't. They do work though. But if I ever want to put any implements on the front, I don't think these tires are going to be capable enough of holding the weight. But the tires on the rear look good. Do need to dismount the tires from the rims and go get this thing sandblasted. The scale is really, really bad. I don't think a wire wheel can do enough. Sandblast it, maybe go get it powder coated, stop the rust. Once I get the engine up and running, it'll be time to tear into the transmission. Make sure it's all good and put together. Re-grease everything. Make sure the oil is all topped up. Then it'll be on to replace all the belts. They look okay enough, but I want to make sure that they're in. Yeah, see, there's a break right there. Should probably just go ahead and get some new belts ordered. Anyways, we'll work on this thing tomorrow.